Bamm Ericsen here with AFTERBUZZ TV for Ballers Season 2. Lot to talk about. DJ, kick it. Let's go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
A little old school.
Hey.
Will Smith, Miami.
Kind of appropriate since Suicide Squad made so much money this weekend. Just
really
as a side note.
So, Bamm Ericsen here with AFTERBUZZ TV for Ballers Season 2, Episode 4, World of Hurt. Bamm Ericsen again, and you can follow me on all social media. And now is my turn to introduce the panel.
Hi guys, Suzette here. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Suzette Babb. Leave a comment.
And I'm Jill Munroe. You can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter at Stiletto Jill.
Okay, so what's your thoughts of tonight's episode?
For me, the beginning went a little slow, and that's just, like, I don't want to throw any shade or make people mad. I think because I love dramas, like, that last 10 minutes got me. Like, I'm like, yes, finally we have some conflict with Andre and Spencer. We're going to see maybe some blackmail, and the beginning went a little slow for me. I don't know why. I was more excited about those last, like, 10 minutes.
I was expecting something more to happen with the Cowboys and Vernon. I was kind of shocked that it was just really kind of cake. I was pretty surprised by that.
Same here.
There's more to that story, I believe. But I will say that sometimes I do find myself, Suzette, with the same thing. But I have to remember that this is actually a comedy,
Exactly.
not
Yes.
drama.
Exactly.
And there were a lot of funny moments. But let's go to the Spence Joe Andre situation. So do you guys think Joe getting dirt from Max? What's your thoughts?
I thought that was an interesting take because, as Andre kind of later pointed out, what difference does it make? We're talking about professional sports. These guys are into everything, and really, they care. Do you have some dirt on something he's done to a player? Mm-hmm. That might be more impactful, but that he's sleeping with many chicks?
But is he?
True.
We actually have no idea.
Well, who cares? They're all sleeping with many chicks. Like, it's part...
No, I think he's talking about the many, right?
Yeah, I'm saying because it was never revealed
what was in the envelope. Right.
Andre just jumped to the conclusion, basically saying, so what, I bag bitches all the time. Basically,
we don't know what it is.
Basically saying, like, what do you have on me? I'm the king of the city. So my question is, do you guys think that Spence was playing it off as if, okay, yeah, you got me? Or do you think he was like, I'm gonna let you think, because he never looked in the envelope? So I think there's two different ways that you can take it.
I don't know too if it's because this is Spence's new career, and we already know Joe can be kind of dirty, if this is just how they're gonna go about things by doing, shady business deals. Like, because obviously, Andre's all about the money, and we saw his little luncheon. So who are they talking about? Were they talking about Sue, right?
Yeah.
More investment deals.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe just Joe and Spencer, maybe they just can't help but be bad, and they want to get Andre, where obviously for him it doesn't hurt. It doesn't really matter anyway.
I think Spencer has shown that he's not necessarily strategic when it comes to Andre, that his emotions get involved and kind of lead him maybe to react sooner than he has to. So I feel like if there was something a little more to the left, or maybe something different, I think Spencer thought he had the resolution in, okay, well, I'm going to let you have I took Sizzle and we'll just call it even and move on. I think Spencer thought that was going to work.
Originally, I thought the same thing too, like, you guys are idiots to think that someone who's been running the city in this type of business for so long, that you think some pictures of him bashing or, having sex with multiple women would do the trick. But then I literally thought, as I was asking a question, wait, there has to be more to it, because the envelope was never opened.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It was never open. Joe looked at the pictures. And so let's think about this.
What could it be then?
Joe says to Max, my notes. He says to Max, how did you pull this off?
All right.
Okay, so now if this
could be a player's
if these
wife.
are just pictures, right? If these are just pictures of him having sex with a bunch of maids,
good point.
Would Joe be so shocked?
No, they seemed very shocked by the photos, that they said they were too pornographic, correct?
I did hear something in regards to that it was too pornographic.
Like it was too much.
Yeah.
So basically, we think that the pictures are going to come back up again. It's going to circle back around. It's not just something that was a negotiation position. It's something that's going to be important later on down the line.
But Andre didn't sweat it either way. So even if he has something hidden in the closet, he was just kind of...
Well, is he going to show Spencer that that anything he's doing is sort of ruffling him in that way? He might show that he's irritated with him, but I don't think that he would let him see himself sweat, I guess.
Okay. And then another question is, Andre says, well, Spence, I already know your dirt. So anytime
Yes, I was
you're
gonna bring that
ready,
up.
anytime you're ready to try me, I'm ready to let it all out.
Yeah, there's
But
probably
then-
stuff we don't know yet.
Yeah.
But then he said that he knows information about Joe.
Joe.
So I think that Spencer wants to. We talked about Spencer and Joe's relationship. I know it's kind of going through its paces now, but they're close. So I would think that Spencer would want to protect him because we have no idea what's in Joe's closet. We know that he likes to party. We know he'll let loose. We don't know if something happened in his past related to the job. Because to me, the main thing that a player would care about hearing about their financial manager is something related to another player's money where he wasted it or stole it, or if he was doing something that involved their family or someone
Yeah.
close. Other than that,
Yeah.
It would literally have to be on some pedophilia type stuff or some
Yeah.
kind of murder or
God,
something.
yeah.
Yeah,
it would
something crazy.
It has to be something crazy in order to affect how these guys would react to Andre in a big scandal. And if it's not directly to the players, it has to be something that the world would judge him, which then will cause the players to react based off the reputation.
If he was
Right.
with another man, that would
could
be
yeah.
something. I mean, I don't think that's
yeah.
what it is. I'm just saying, like,
just
what
something
is
that would
something?
off balance. It would have to be something I feel like that has to do with a player and something close to them. We've already seen, teammates and a player's mom in season 1.
Yeah.
So, a player's wife or something like that. Something to do with that, or that he did something with their money, that he was siphoning the money off. That would be,
But the final thing before we move on is Andre says, I'm too big to fail.
yeah.
Normally, when you watch, although this is not a drama, when you hear the antagonist say something like that, I'm too big to fail, that's normally set up for failure.
Yeah.
At the end of season 2.
We know that we're headed to some type of showdown with Spencer and Joe and Andre, and that it's going to be big because there's obviously whatever. I know we know pieces of what happened with Spencer and Andre, but we don't know the details thoroughly and through in. So whatever happened with their relationship was really bad, and it's going to come to a head in some point.
Do
in
you
the
think
season.
now Andre could go to Joe and say something to him? Because Joe wasn't there, so he doesn't know maybe that conversation. Do we think Andre's going to try
I
to
don't think
take
Joe's
Joe?
important enough to him.
I don't think he is either. But the one thing that I will say about Joe is being that Joe is probably at least 10 years older than Andre's character, or maybe 15 years. Those are a lot of years to be in this business, and for you to be that old and working in a come up
You
situation.
think Joe is older than Andre?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would,
Andre must be in his late 50s.
and Joe's like, he's in his 60s, so I would
Really?
think, yeah,
No.
I would think that
No way. Joe's like 42.
I think
That's my
Joe and
guess.
Spencer are like closer in age.
Yeah, I think so,
would
too.
think that if
That's my
Andre
guess.
is in his 50s, I would think Joe is like 50-ish.
I would-
48.
Well, I think
the latest.
I think Joe is older, and my point is, with him being older, Andre would know more information because maybe there was something that Andre did or learned from Joe, because Joe, I would think, has the more experience. So for him to be in this industry for so long, and rather than he should be at Andre's level
I
or
see what you're saying.
higher.
Yeah, so something held him back.
So something held him back, and Andre probably knows that.
True. I mean, something very, very big is going to happen because it's not just going away. We see Stizzle's going to be back in a minute. And it's interesting to me that he's such a key. I guess for Andre, it's just pride. It's just ego. Like, how dare you come after my client? But to Spencer's point, T. Sizzle was probably looking to leave anyway because he felt overlooked.
Yeah.
Because Andre seems very much focused on the now, the big fish. He doesn't want the tier 2 type of player. He wants the guys that are getting all the attention and all the attraction to go with, what did he say? He was born here. I'm from here.
You're just
I'm not passing through.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of pride attached to what's going on.
And then the final thing before we move on is when Spence went to the table with the big wigs, the elite,
And Victoria.
I think Spence and Victoria smashed or have some kind of relationship.
Really?
I do. I think there's some kind of relationship going on because she had a moment basically I called you.
Right.
It was
you didn't pick up the phone, boo.
Yeah.
You didn't respond to my text, so guess what?
We moved on.
That's interesting. We'll have to see if something comes out. She is very about her business.
Yeah.
She's very direct.
She's a woman in a man's world. She's the boss lady.
I mean, I just felt like from the get-go, she's never really, to your point, felt Spencer. So maybe there's something, she's always been sort of put off with him and just very sort of, yeah, that's nice.
When Spencer mentioned to Joe that Victoria was there, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, if you and I are dating and we're at a party somewhere and I'd be like, oh yeah, I ran into jail. You went into jail?
Oh, you ran into jail? Really? What's that about?
I felt that.
Some type of other tension that we'll
They're like,
see.
oh, we lost another one.
Yeah.
And I felt he walked away feeling so tiny.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, sorry, we're better than you, and we tried, and you didn't answer the phone. You don't have your, crap together. Is it because he was busy with Vernon? Is that what that was?
No, he wasn't busy with Vernon. I think that's when he was trying to lock down. What's the other guy that had the dream? Elodie's, the place on the beach. Yeah, so I think he was chasing him, going after the wrong fish.
Well, speaking of feelings, do you guys think that Tracy is in her feelings and she's not wanting to go to ESPN in Connecticut because she's hoping that she can, get close to Spencer? Or do you think that she's maybe scared of the bigger competition?
I think it's a double-edged sword. I think that she wants, a bounce back from her situation in Miami to ESPN at the worldwide leader. That would be huge. I feel like she wants that. But at the very least, she wants Spencer to say, no, don't go. Or, show some type of emotion behind it that says that I care about you a little more than just I like you a whole lot, like I'm madly in like or something like that. She wants to see some type of reaction from Spencer.
Tracy,
I think.
Girl, you better go to Connecticut. You better
Connecticut.
You better pack your bag because there are other men that you could, girl.
Spencer's not here for it. He's not the one.
Be gone.
I know.
And his hip ain't good. So what's the sex gonna be like?
Apparently he's putting something down because she doesn't want to go. She's like, please say stop me. Say I want you to at least be sad about it. And Spencer was like, why would I be sad?
She was prodding him. Yeah, even though I do think she's a woman about her career, but she did want him to say, oh no, and
who
then
doesn't want their boo to say no, don't
then
go,
he got
I'm gonna
distracted
miss
already.
you.
Are they technically boos?
There's something. I thought that they, first season they were kind of getting it together, and I thought that over whatever happened last, during the actual season, that they've gotten closer to where they're a couple. Everyone kind of knows, and no, you don't think so?
I think in Tracy's head, they are heading, not a couple, but we're on the path to being a couple, and I'm going to ride it out. In Spence's head, he's thinking something totally different.
We're good friends who happen to smash occasionally.
Yeah.
Well, in the first season, it was like the first 3 episodes, he had some brunette. That was just random. And then he just kind of, saw Tracy and they just kind of got back together.
Yeah.
I know it doesn't matter. I sometimes like to see a little more verbiage to know how they got to that
the
place.
Backstory.
Yeah, I like a little more, but...
If you can speak up regarding your salary, then you need to speak up to the guy, to the man.
It's different, though.
I understand that it's different, but listen, girl, ESPN in Connecticut, you just got offered a job, so you don't bullshit around. You don't skirt around the issue. Look, what's up with us? Because if you don't say something, I'm taking my ass to ESPN, and I will text you when I get to my new apartment. Like if she's bold enough to have that conversation.
His brain is very clouded right now with this.
Spencer has way too much going on to really give her the focus for a relationship that she's looking for. He's trying to figure out his health. He has his pill situation. And now, once again, as seems to be the case, he's trying to hold on to his professional life because he's kind of almost end over his head. So he's trying to figure that all out. So I don't think that he really has the time to give to Tracy as far as a nurturing real relationship. And I know she's probably trying to, stay down and ride or die and roll with it with him. But to your point, girl, you should go and then, on vacation visit it. You can always quit. You can leave. But you won't always be ready to be hired.
And the pill was mentioned just briefly. He's not taking his pill. He says he's going to take a cortisone shot in a couple days, and we know.
Well, he's about to be taking some pills.
Yeah, and we know soon from the preview. So there's not much to discuss because that's an ongoing issue. So I don't really think there's much to discuss about that. But what do you guys think about this Vernon situation and Fat Reg? So I
was proud of Reggie. He came through. He, fessed up that I'm the one that tried to take you. I would like to know a little bit more about that conversation. Like, was it resolved? Did he get his money? Like, where are they at with that? But I know that's secondary because we didn't know if Vernon was going to have a job. I was shocked the Cowboys, just toed the line and held him off and kind of, I guess they were trying to teach him a lesson. Don't mess with the big dog. Don't mess with the hand because we can leave you feeling how we felt when we didn't know what was going on with you.
At first, I thought the conclusion was a little too quick, but in football,
everybody wants to know.
Everyone wants to know. So I think that storyline went well, and I thought it was interesting how they chose not to let him know and that he had to find out during the news conference. They basically wanted to make him sweat.
Yeah,
I see where that's going. So now I wonder, now that he won't be playing for the year, he still has his money, but not playing football for a year.
It's the trap.
It's the
His
trap.
body,
What is
yeah.
he gonna do?
Yeah.
His body and. Like you said.
His time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of free time, especially in football. Football players' schedules are really regimented.
Yeah.
They know that they have Tuesdays off. They play on Sundays, or Mondays. They have practice for 8 hours a day for most of the week. On the weekend, they don't even get to spend the night at home the night before the game, whether it's a home game or not. They're in a hotel. So, to your point, a whole year of that kind of time on his hands, Vernon's headed for some type of trouble, some type of problem.
He's gonna
He's gonna
go
be like Charles.
Yeah.
He's gonna go take more pictures of flamingos, like go a little stir crazy, which hopefully won't get him off course of remembering how much he wants to play.
I mean, but it's hard. Obviously,
Yeah.
He's sensitive and he gets in his feelings about things. He stews. We can see that. So,
But then also, I would assume he doesn't have to have any more surgery. So now it's more so the
Healing.
therapy and the healing.
rehab, yeah.
And the rehab. So he won't be too busy because he still has to show up to the games.
No, he may not have to go to he could go to the games, but even still, that's one day he's going to feel crazy because he hasn't been with the team throughout the week.
Yeah.
In the meetings with his guys. Like, football is very much not about the individual, unless you're talking about the quarterback. It's about the team, and they move as a unit.
Yeah.
And so missing that time with his brothers, it's
Yeah.
going to affect his psyche, because just coming in there on Sundays before the game, it's not kind of the same.
Yeah.
It's kind, it's almost like the military or something to that degree. So I think that that's going to kind of mess with him.
And then do you think that at some point later down the road, Vernon is going to have those moments and regrets and then reflect back to Reggie?
Definitely.
And then
I don't think so still.
You don't?
I still think that Vernon still takes accountability for it, and I still think that he just looks to having Reggie there more than he can realize. And I think if Reggie was gone, I think that he would be upset. Subconsciously, I do.
I believe all of that to be true, but I also think that time away from the game, a lot of time in the house, and when you're trying to figure it out, trying to keep yourself busy, you're going to come through a lot of emotions and nobody to really blame. So what do they say? The people closest to you are the ones that get the brunt of it.
Yeah,
So.
but technically, once he's having those moments, he actually can blame Reggie because this is Reggie's fault.
But at least he didn't get dropped.
Yes,
True.
But what
But
if
he's not
his
playing.
pills run out? Because we saw what happened.
I
Everyone
just think-
caught it, right?
What?
We caught Spencer grab his pills off the table.
No, I didn't
No,
see that.
I didn't see that.
Yes.
Spencer grabbed Vernon's pills?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I didn't. I was probably
Yes.
right.
So what happens is Spencer shot Reggie, and then he threw the gun and he grabbed the pills right off the table and walked out.
Oh, you said, you predicted a couple of weeks
Yes.
ago that
Yeah.
Spencer was going to reach a point where he was stealing drugs.
So he did
and there we
steal
go.
his pills.
Because obviously Vernon is going to need a lot of pain medication, and who's going to deny him?
Yeah, and what's going to happen, though, if he, do you think he's going to realize the pills are gone, or?
I don't think he's going to. That depends on if something happens where it gets back to the team and the team gets concerned. I don't think Vernon cares about that. That's not going to be his thing.
And Vernon doesn't seem to be in a lot of pain. He's sitting up on the sofa. He doesn't seem like he's in much pain to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I think he's going to go through the mental of not being able to play. Yeah.
This to me is what Andre could dig up on him, is having his players' pills, for his addiction.
True. That is somehow Spencer's pain pill addiction or things like that. That's definitely going to be something that is going to come up from the other side. Mm-hmm. We know obviously his health concerns, but that's going to play into the business in some kind of way.
Yeah. Okay, so let's discuss Jason and Travis. When I first saw this storyline, my initial question was, is Jason fit to represent him or for him to seek this guy? Because his approach is not, he doesn't have a kiss-ass approach. He's very like, either you're in or you're out. But then I ate my words once Jason was like, listen, you a punk, I ain't got time for this.
Right. I was so happy for Jason because to me, Travis leaving him in the middle of the Florida swamp, that's not funny. That's not a cute test. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
That's a problem. That's a headache waiting to happen. That whatever you're going to do, depending, but it just seems like I wouldn't want to be responsible for that.
Yeah, to be responsible for a player that is going to make bad decisions and he's young, obviously, and he wants to pull pranks. It's like we don't want to get in another situation to have another player who's making bad choices.
And I wouldn't even say it's a prank. It's just he's an asshole.
Yeah,
he's a huge asshole.
He's an ass. He doesn't care.
Entitled, very
what
entitled.
He wants.
Just the fact that where's my gift? Not this car, but this car is nice. Yeah. My thoughts immediately went to a player like Johnny Manziel, kind of, somebody like that who just thinks that he can do whatever, for his entertainment. Oh, I'm going to make you dance. I'm going to, leave you in the middle of the Florida Keys to find your way back. And there's alligators and swamp creatures out there, and just to see if you're tough enough. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
That's great. And then the deliverance line, that was crazy. I'm like, okay, why is that funny? You think it's funny threatening to kind of imply that your brothers and uncles might want to rape Jason? Like, why is that a good thing? I don't know. He was just a lot.
Yeah, too much. And as you see, so now that Jason signed him, he's going to be a bigger issue.
Yes, he is. More headaches.
Because the more money you have, it just enhances what you already are.
More money, more problems.
Yeah.
Anything else on Jason and Travis?
I'm just interested to see how Jason then hands Travis off to Joe and Spencer, and how that headache for him becomes their headache.
They're going to wine and dine him. Just imagine him like in a penthouse having parties. It's all going to go downhill.
With Travis having anger issues, Spencer having anger issues, I wonder, are they going to knuckle up?
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
We know Spencer's very aggressive now. Could be the pills.
Yeah. And then now let's go to Ricky and his daddy.
Oof.
So his dad's back in town, or he's back for this episode, and there was a couple of moments that I'll just mention the moments, and then after that I'll just let you guys have the discussion. So when they were in the barbershop, they were talking about his greatest moment. So when he got the Lombardi trophy, that was like the best moment that he's ever lived. While Ricky's getting his haircut or taper or whatever he's doing. So what about the birth of your son?
Right.
And he was like, oh, well, that came a second.
Close second. Photo finish is the term you use, right?
Yeah. Ricky obviously feels a certain way. Go ahead.
I think that we, have been waiting for this moment to see them sort of once again address his dad not being there and why he wasn't there. And I think that as Ricky is obviously getting older, while he resents his father for it, he probably is in a place where he's starting to understand it, because I think a lot of that is in him.
Does he understand?
I don't think understand, maybe that's not the right word for it. I think that he sees that in himself. he sees how you can get to that point. He may not agree with it, but I think that he recognizes certain things about that because, you know, he's still talking about the love. They added another $3 million to the deal, sweetening it, and you still haven't you're still trying to figure out where you can be and where the love is. Why?
Well, in the beginning too, we saw him looking online, still wanting to go to Jerusalem. So I think he still, again, is searching for himself, and it could be as simple as his father just showing affection and, you know, manning up for him. Sorry, I wasn't there, but it's looking like his dad has a little bit of a drinking problem too. So that wouldn't you say? Like
drinking,
he was drinking,
anger issues,
picked a fight,
hard time adjusting being out of the even though it's been a long time. I think it's all a little bit of that. I think Ricky was surprised to see that his dad actually did take an interest in him when he discovered that album at the apartment later with, you know, his college, his own accolades in there, and then Ricky's from college and moving through. I think that, you know, they don't know how to talk to each other, and his dad probably knows that he wasn't the greatest.
Is the mother still alive, right? Maybe we need the mom to come in and
That's a good question.
help kind of, you know, calm him down.
That is a good question. I'm not sure, to the first thing you said, Jill, about, I'm blanking, it'll come to me in a second, but I don't think that Ricky is necessarily, you know, in search of something. I think with him, as far as his dad is concerned, I think that he is trying to be the responsible one and try to start the relationship as if he's still a kid and he's trying to start the relationship with his dad. In addition to then separately, obviously he's having his own issues because it's the response that he's getting from his dad. When they were in the bar, he asked, He asked
a lot. Why weren't you there?
He says, you know, why weren't you there? And he said that mom pushed me away. And he was like, but I still needed you. So, and he was like, you know, the situation is a little bit, is different.
And he said, your mother did a great job, so why was I needed? You know, he just totally copped out of everything.
When he said his father wasn't needed, so it's just that continuous cycle.
Okay, so I remember during season 1 when London Brown was here, Donovan Carter, and Antoine Harris, who plays Lonzo, when they were all here, we had kind of a big argument regarding the situation. I'm gonna defend Ricky's dad for a second.
Okay.
So I think there's more to the story. It's just not that he's some terrible dad who decided that he didn't want to be in a relationship with his wife, and so he left. I think there's more to the...
Was she his wife, though? That's one thing that we kind of going back to.
No, I don't think they were married.
They were married because I think that
they were. He said just on the road or something.
Yeah. So maybe they weren't married, but I think. Because it's easy to always just assume that, okay, he wasn't there, you know, he could have still taken a responsibility. That whole spiel that you have about men who decide to abandon the family.
And some never come back, though. I mean, I have lots of girlfriends that the fathers never come back, still to this day.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think that there's more to the story than what we're thinking. I don't think he just decided to leave because I hate to say baby mama, but the baby mama was tripping. I think there's more to the story, and I think maybe we'll find it out maybe at the end of the season or season 3. But I think there's more to it that we're not here because there's a reason that the mother hasn't shown up.
Right.
There's a reason that she's not there, because if she was this great mom, she would be like Kevin Durant's mom and the rest of them, where she'd be right there at the game watching her baby play. Where is the mother?
True. And aren't they from Miami? Or is just the dad from Miami and Ricky went to college there? I'm not sure about that part, but I am wondering where the mom is because we haven't seen her. So that's going to introduce some cues. I still think that she was a lifestyle situation, and that impacted a lot of it, and that, you know, who wants to tell their son that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I will say, with your comment about how he wants to build a relationship, I still don't think Ricky knows how to build a relationship, period. Last season, we saw him with, I think 3 different women, the girlfriend, the mother, the girl in the bathroom, he got the fight. So this is still the second season, but I will just say a lot of the times we're saying like, well, we need to know more backstory. So I hope that the writers, I hope we start getting some backstory so that we can like put pieces together of why this and why that. But also just one other comment. A lot of times if people never knew their mom or dad, sometimes they never come back. So did he come back because his son is famous? So instead of him saying like, I'm proud of you, it's like, well, hey, I'm here now.
I think his dad came back because that big one-on-one interview, he put him on blast.
Yeah.
And technically speaking, he
likes the attention. He misses the life. I feel that
he does
above everything.
He does, and he's famous, so he had all the means and access to reach out to him, even when he played college football and so forth. And so there is some blame for him to take the responsibility of. I'm just saying that I don't think that he's fully to blame for whatever the situation that has caused him to totally run. Because sometimes when you're gone for so long,
you don't want to be disruptive. Or sometimes it's kind of too late, because there comes a point in the time when, particularly like boys, once they get to about 15, 16, 17, it's like, well, you ain't been around, don't come back now because you haven't been to any of my football games. So it comes a point where the boy is totally disconnected, and it's like, whatever, don't come back. And then it's not until when you become in your 20s where you start to become a man and you start to become to form your own family and understand
then you
things,
understand those things, and now you want him to come back in his life. But anyway, we're going.
I think you're right.
So
the
deep.
mom is the key. Like we're deep into character backstory.
But it's still interesting that the father said like, you're gonna step to the king. So he still feels very like,
because he misses it. He misses that attention, and
he
to
wants
your
to be the star.
And they're both. And you know, Ricky is cocky, and where does he get his cockiness from? He gets it from his daddy.
Whether he was around or not, it's absorbed.
It's calmed down a little. Wouldn't you say? Like the past
I think that Ricky's been humbled. He's definitely been humbled.
And he's been humbled because, number one, Alonzo got the deal that he wanted, and then also he's not where he wants to be.
Yeah.
So right now, he has to kind of play it cool until...
I still think he doesn't know where he wants to be, though.
Yeah.
I think he wants to be in Miami, but that's not really an option, so he doesn't know what to do.
Final thoughts. Oh, poor Charles.
Oh, Charles.
So it's a wrap for Charles.
It's a wrap. Is he going to come back as like a player coach, or is he headed back to the dealership?
Well, first, why did he have to go meet Larry? Why didn't they call him in?
No,
the business,
that's what they do, yeah.
You saw what happened to Tamar Braxton. This business is shady.
She found out on Instagram.
Oh, no, that's not what she's still claiming, but yes.
But...
Oh, my God, I'm scared to say anything about her.
They don't owe you... Listen, it's just business.
He was at practice. He was in the facility.
So
come up to my office. I think, but Charles, and the way that he took it, you know, I think he was dreading having to play that new position. I think he knew the writing was kind of on the wall anyway. I love his relationship with his wife. They're so sweet and caring.
Who now we know is a doctor. That was nice.
That was interesting. I just hope that he stays around as a mentor, though, because he's really a good guy, and I think that he could offer some type of help that way. But it doesn't seem like the Dolphins
100%.
are interested in that. They were just
kind of going to happen.
No, they're not interested. So
well, then what's going to happen to him?
Well, Julie did say, well, hey, you know what? She supports him. Let's go to another team.
Yeah, but like he said, if she has established, I mean, we don't know what kind of doctor she is at this point, but I think that he wants to stick around Miami. We'll just have to see in what capacity, because we saw him in season 1 go through life without the game for a minute. So I think that he's better prepared for that, but still not ready to accept it.
Can I just say it would have been nice, though, when we think about, you know, Vernon's obviously not married, doesn't have a girlfriend, has the entourage. Ricky doesn't know what he's doing. It would have been nice, you know, within the show to have a player that's married with a child. Like I would have liked to see that, what that's like.
Well, I mean, technically for a season, he played a season, married, had, you know, So technically, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But I also think that they need a more current retired player to know what they're going through, because Spence, although he's retired, he's a sports agent. So now we need to see what the retired person does. You know, does he
Playing video games?
Playing video games? Like what's his new end game? Because
Try and
now,
open LEDs on the beach.
yeah,
Things like that. But we definitely.
Or will he do it? Will he do a business move? Because I think that Julie is going to motivate him to do something. You know, you played a year. He probably got maybe $600,000-$700,000 after everyone's paid.
Yeah.
So he can he can do something and do something with the money.
And maybe that's where Spencer and Joe come in. Maybe they can help him invest in something.
Yeah.
Andre, you never know. I mean, we have to have some
Andre?
more. We have to have some more conflict.
No, Andre's not.
I mean, I don't
gonna
think it
take-
happened.
yeah.
They're not similar, but
He doesn't want any retired players. Andre wants the
end.
front
Yeah.
and
He
center.
wants the money.
He wants the head too, not the tail.
So then, why don't we go into predictions and predict what is to come for these next couple of episodes?
Ready? It's been so good lately.
Yeah.
Fam's been really on point. You too, about the pills.
so I think. Okay, this is like going to be a long shot, but I think maybe Andre will now go to Joe, and maybe he's going to be a little crooked and lie and maybe say something that wasn't really said, or maybe he does have some dirt on Joe, and I think maybe he's going to try to pull him away from Spencer.
I definitely could see some conflict coming.
Yeah.
Someone trying to inject conflict between the two, and Joe is probably ripe for it because, you know, they keep getting their ass handed to them when they're trying to get new business or with things happening with their old business. And he feels like a little like the assistant. You can tell that those issues are creeping in. I think that Spencer's drug problem becomes front and center. I think something happens
I
where
hope so.
it's just like, it's the problem. I think that we see that coming.
So do you think that's gonna just drop a bomb and he'll be just like in bed and then like kind of lose everything? Or you think Tracy might leave and come back?
I don't even think Tracy's an issue. I think once again it's going to be something involving the business and his livelihood after the fact, because Spencer is another example. If he doesn't have something to do, what's he going to do with his day to day? Where's he going to go? You know, he's still trying to build his money back up too, so he's ripe for a really bad breakdown.
It seems though the pill situation will be worse, but for some reason I don't think it will be as bad as we say it is, because I think the bigger story that needs to be told is Andre needs to be taken down. You're not going to bring Andy Garcia, Oscar-nominated actor, to come in and then he doesn't fail because
He's too big,
because he's on drugs in the pit. So that means Spencer and Joe lose.
I mean, it could just be, I mean, an immediate dip, and then, you know, and still we rise like the phoenix. But I do agree with you that a showdown is coming. We know that.
And then I've already kind of said what I thought about the Vernon Ridge. So if you watch the entire show or listen to it, I've already given predictions for Vernon and Ridge. As far as Ricky is concerned, just like I predicted, like we're going to see the dad during season 2, the mother.
Yes. That's a great point. That's a great point. She has to show up because she's the key. She's a missing piece.
It doesn't make sense that she
going to answer. No, to Bamm's point, it does. She's going to answer a lot of things. She's going to fill in, I feel like, a lot of the gaps that you're looking for.
And then when I think about it, he slept with someone's mother.
Right.
Ooh, mommy issues.
Now, if you were cool with your mom and she was at the football games and all this stuff, I don't feel like Ricky. I don't feel like that's something Ricky would have done. So I think the mother's also been gone out of the picture for a long time as well. I just wish that Ricky's dad would not be so nonchalant when he answers questions. Like I need you to take this a little more serious.
He can't. That's ego. His ego won't allow for that.
Yeah.
Because then he is letting Ricky know that he's right and his opinion has some validity to it, and he doesn't want to do with that. He's still that guy.
and we are still that show.
Yes.
And our egos are really big, and we will be really upset if you don't continue watching. All right, so we want to thank you guys for watching, and let everyone know where you guys can be found on social media.
You can catch me on Twitter and Instagram at Suzette Babb.
You can catch me at Stiletto Jill, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and make sure that you download this on iTunes so you can listen to it later.
And you can find me on all social media at Bamm Ericsen. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV for Ballers Season 2. We will see you guys very soon. Thank you for watching and listening. Bye-bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.